really so that we might have very interesting that feeling on this that translucent that person might have only passed out and might have only some lost perspective might be that the actual difficulties that we have to believe and to at present might be assuming that the loss of that translucent has happened that might be like the case of human brain. Like that kind of thing to believe as some sort of scenario to be that believe and we that about preserving that translucent one that but at the very last second, I'm looking trying to do some breaking of the second person out that I'm going so at that point, going on to that, believe and to taking translation to that the high note of that the piece that actually might be having to that then the translation there and just leave them high enough translation and let them interrogate the translation that ignore it and anything else. So that interrogation that comes up next them feeling and feeling something finding out about that they also put that function is made it within that the one and the seven but also on that also information about that compound green amdo the rumors about which that confusion of that they made also actually that getting that crucial information uh, out of that consortium that to that one form of is reflecting the scenario that I'm referring at like I'm going to continue for translate to lab and to this lab in the city power. While during the introduction like scenario that I'm like I'm speaking about that like going that information I'm going to like believe plan that everything to be according to that information of national security. So that believe is planning on like using that according to that and evidence to for the actually against like from the seven as well as like the police organization like the one as well as like to eventually use that evidence of like the information and then also information that will be expectation that information uh to like implement like the work and like seven then to like keep the seven and work in like and out of like to uh to get on the line about different actually and to even doing other things like now it's like sitting on the yeah, something right so that the lead has a very interesting right now that's it how that consistent my down bottom damage like we don't try to that is exactly my down in what I have in supplement like they exactly required to lack the electricity like electric fund so that point lack expensive like they don't that point like this is my down bottom damage my down in part of the week my down is like the even if during the might not like that some person might have so not even a single person I like the sentence or even I like the one about like finding like the and happy and set off to feel feeling and doing kind of like even at that point like one person might have not thought about like the bug from like the now uh what feels like the reason for like to have to know what and then the might feel that that's the days of the thing so when I'm trying like something like I'm doing absolutely no one connects the one like the chemist might be feeling thinking confused about like or even at all aware about like the transfusion being in common might be like active the case with we have to bring that transfusion might or may have a habit of like acting extremely responsible I find might be like the case with Lehman so like the seventh and like Madeline might be at current might be one of the representation that we believes the missing of uh, the missing of translation might be not that once again it's been one of those days of temperance within the actually might be contain around the lines of life and of like the they might or at present might be the case for new so like none of them due to that lack of feelings of fitness like none of them might also check like the shift of that try to like look at translucent food like it might be like again even to the might be like again something down. So like I'm trying to be late by the time it will be evening on the current day that one time will be evening of like the current day it's when I'm different that environment so that feel some start to feel suspicious about like the thing of translucent and I'm different at that point like Madeline giving like or to check like the for like the amounts of black country. So like at that point when I'm looking on that they maybe like the world organization like them only finding out that like the state of like that they can't locate like country. At that point I'm looking like definitely still there in terms of being able to like find like the last new location where like the ship was like active which a continent creator might be at like the location of that the electron shock that you was might be like the game you know so like that way like a different like a train going up to that one shop, and at that point, like a train seeing that then one shop in that would damage like really. And basically, I'm probably that shop owner as well might be confused and might be something very. So like that morning itself, like the shop owner might have like we said, like the 50 minutes and might have to like the back of the train, like to thankfully against that. And so it might be like the case that they were trained, but like I'm good and the shop owner might have not been able to lecture as that's the conduct of like the 50 and might have same might be under like a person that is in QE brought some friend of like QE and they them both had spoiled like the shop might be along the line of trying to battle against front with the language of one of things that should be in the much things that are going reflect the scenario language. So that yeah, after like seeing that it's easy with the and like was all one of the next Indian race that actually the Indian race that we are trying to like on like doing and like in that doing or checking up like form and definitely at that point like the job on like product at about like economic that I'm trying to definitely I'm trying to go up would be showing up to that someone to lecture from strong that can go from nearly range like making it to like from strong like not kind of so like at that point Adrian that exactly being like interacting like so on and at that point about like the shopping and that this point and everything. So like at that point like the shop on telling Adrian about him having called the account and everything and that showing that Adrian like food issue. So like at that point like seeing the 50 was like so it's like Adrian only realizes that situation on that being in trouble. So like the near the like Adrian most likely at that point deciding to like silence like the shop owner and basically bring down like the shop owner before like very support like the cost will be making so that have to sell before like the cost will be making it to like the kind of store like it's not that way. So at that point I'm going to bring one like the cost will be making it to like the store like I'm looking like I'm seeing a train there and I'm a train's more likely telling them that there will be some robbers like basically it's not going to be like from when like toys like the song and basically brought down like the song on and basically had even toy like the CCTV which is to be along the lines of the movement at that point for like a right to like light to the songs and basically a train steadily seizing like the crucial CCTV which is of that movie and really defeating transmission. This is like the scenario that I'm going to make right and that way from the contribution and focusing by the time tapering will be turning back to like the war with like the CCTV will of you like I'm trying they had like the war right then like the Madeline would have already set like the CCTV of so like the previous day and basically Madeline shockingly at that point Madeline and the son at that point shockingly seeing the CCTV that he will play things up as well as like translucent like taking like taking out finding the bug and taking out the bug and basically like following after like we it's not that I'm looking for. So that we are looking what to be doing. Then they do that point that I'm looking for like a range to be back on the telephone down to get the bond and like showing the Maddox and like seven black the CCTV because from that from store. So like that's what I'm saying by the time like Maddox will be seen through the facility with me that that we making that the bus above it right now like Maddox straight away according to it right to that contact to like it's now that is the thing. But like by then I'm trying according to the activities for a second like he might almost like a for its platform and it might be like a thing so that we at that point I'm going to try for that Madeline to the controlling like about the of that free and push that front most likely having maybe the objective that they're having taken copies of that but with the and then also like them repeating transition and such a possibility of different Madeline so like I'm different Madeline straight away giving that call to get right to that straight away go up to that to his home and basically straight away thing gets up and they enjoy his father. And he did in Japan like a lot to be around the land of the going for like man to the online that way like to his father actually captured like to now that I'm right and right. After like Madeline would be having a child that I'm going to bring electricity that I'm going to be for like a husband from me fighting out apartment and it might be that like the end of the Madeline to know that it has some sentiment so like only that is specific about something like man probably finding out that like it's not the sun and it's like Homeland or not. Which might be the case about the mental theory of the only thing something on like at that point of thing for like Margaret's something being absolutely stop and then raise and ammunition in conflict Homeland when at that point of most likely fight in like Madeline process like a little bit like Homeland straight away bring down Madeline and like the wrong like narrative that's happening. It's like there is a scenario that you just with the scenario that I'm making, and at that point like man is not even caring about this law. So it's like the scenario, the typical scenario that I'm like and very right now. Like Madeline might be quite nice look that homeland child might be that the actors of the group and about which that matters that might be family unwell man might be like something that child might be like the meaning might get very so like me, my variant right now is that Madeline husband might be an extremely wealthy, powerful, and influential figure or like person might be like captive of the tales of human fiction. Like Madeline might have a lot of feelings of like love and consent towards her husband since down back. Since way back might be like that to the tales of human friend. So like something like Madeline might be totally only interested in like the things her husband can provide for her might be while on out there running on the flesh scene or something, but might see that actively reflected in the real can that essentially manage extracting how everything she can how can and basically eventually like the filter and I'm going to confirm to get the after that like I'm bringing the next to them like so like definitely my secondary right now that like there might be the food in like the walk that like none of like the might be allowed to not have less might be that activity at least the like public side like each and every member of that channel might necessarily have to like potential to appear single might be like that activity for like the yeah, fan base for like popularity for look like the lead magazine might be of like the public that language like the seven members like the bounty of like related with like that might affect like the affect like the size of like the popularity and we might be along the lines of that is like secret form or which might be presented like awards moment and might be like the case of new trend so like marriage husband might have been not only from that might be the case of new trend yeah like also the new specifically not trend between that for like that might relate to like a connection and a fast break between like two and home might be like a good case of new trend so like maybe and homeland might have studied like the same school in the about might have been like the case of and back in like homeland might have been extremely like popped up with this like days of power might have been that case of human but then homeland back even back then like homeland might have used to like integrate and make fun of that tool might have been like the case for human trend and we back then might have been a good year of like homeland might have been like the daily certainly not threatening. Extremely scared of like Homeland, while at the same time might have been almost extremely jealous of like Homeland's active being problematic and might have felt that it's like totally unfair. Might have been along the lines like we might have had that approach frustrating towards like Homeland way back then. Like those ambassador demon friends. So like that we are original friends and like even before like we long problem that we might have had like frustration something to that Homeland about which about the friends like we might have had a suspicion that like the Homeland actually moved contact about and that about the like that Homeland actually had changed into a good person like this. We might have had a like suspicion about that and might have seen that how the positive that Homeland actually came fake and basically putting on fake acting of like that good person in front of the camera. To be around the line of like suspicion, you might have had even way back then. That might have been exactly the case that they might have shared it right now. So like to the moment for anything for like they did it or like in that to be if the whole thing like conclusion and basically getting that all the people information about like somebody and all the construction and like about and basically using that social information to come up with them recording on them recording and like keeping that video with them those things. With that alone like can like we actually managing to like survive even to the basically the like and that them managing to like prevent them from having to like come from directly come from like so having to like the scenario that I'm looking while remotely sending their message and their demands to like send in is the scenario that we doing but like some point thing Like the discussions are about 1988, so they have to happen that are good contemplated between while viewing and then to be coming face to face with each other, like can face to face to each other, like not is and at that point I'm looking for Homeland, or even at that point, for the Mexican is like Homeland still recognizing Chile, which is like a scenario that is the thing. And I'm looking a scenario of like a scene where like at that point like we like making reminding Homeland like have to like home Chile is which might be like a case of human they might have no issues of their school they might be like a case of human things. So like such a scenario is what I'm really effectively I think that at that point, one like to make that future to be related on that one. That's why like I'm focusing on like on land, I'm to the race and perspective, thinking along while thinking along the lines of like how they're like doing that on that might have new like to they like basically doing so much like and showing so much like for the consideration and like that number is going to be thoroughly thinly attached for like a landline that makes online testing data and then more determined to lack because when the field is lack into the lack next to whether I have a standing against lack homeland and like the and like the what is like to get off the lines of lack and have to determine the form within like homeland even more than about at that point it's like the future second people than after that I'm going to right. So like definitely when within business that like really might be having conventions with like all sorts of like different kinds of like unique people and I'm just getting pretty to one of those connections like really like bringing a hacker into like the team of like really and he is like the region. This is a scenario that I'm going and I'm going to bring for to give to that hacker that I'm going to like them even with that extreme stealth and will be even communicating with like the bot and like making all like the demand of like of like to be actually while simulating like the bot of like the not even daring to like concentrate and their demand by simulating them with like the video test of like then again use that the video features analysis that I'm doing different for you to like we might dream right now like we might have one of that day transport or in the city really should and like the electron job after that dictating translucent that they might we might would transport or closer to the CCTV we should on to that to this spot might have been what we might have done before that daily like that on so that delete and translucent might have been what might have happened to the human frame and then fully my doubt for like the CCTV camera and like the CCTV equipment when the thing might have been more many different the police might have been right. Okay, so that the police might be doing right now for like before like the security implementing towards like in this place like I'm talking before that like just before that like I'm talking really like managing to like again and get the patient information of like compounding and all the like a lot on camera and they that them getting that up to video of it and then give me and that way like I'm totally trying for like them as like the security will make like towards like punches based on that much scenario that I'm looking. So like at that point like like them directly like leave behind front to them and shape it like the video like the not that I'm looking. So, like that way I'm going to think for like Tui as well as from the trying to like make the shape out that when you play but like I'm calling that only Tui and Tui so that's the end of the finding scenario to be left doing as well as left to be repeatedly shouting out to like 20 that they don't have much time left for like the security men and like they have to like quickly escape from like from this place but like I'm left 20 at like that final moment like I'm left 20 likely don't want to like straight away escape without taking 20 like weapon might be like the use of human like even point at that very final moment second point like for like really and to quickly getting on to the car and just waiting for like 20 so that's why usually trying to that escape with like 20 seconds. I'm going to bring that the security team that making it like now it's about like so that way being too late for 20 so like at that point it's like the like the uh like standing next to that cage translucent and obviously that when you that trying to like integrate like security and telling tech security to that to leave or like to break down and this to get on the line that the last attempting but like I'm that attempt to attempt of like 20 probably any of that running and basically with like some of the security that ending up with that instance that bringing down 20 is like so those are the men on and usually the loss of luck can be happening and the book bring by then like the beginning of like you are realizing that it's too at this point like it's too late for like can be to be interacting it and basically to do to taking like the car basically to the and to stay recording off and like and I like skills. So like definitely I'm still remembering written up for like might be the one itself that might be steadily helping like the criminal commit their crime. Okay, so like definitely very interesting right now. So like matter it might have been to be white electoral passports loss might have happened while attempting to like destroy like without within like the war and like seven that might to like bring down in line and basically to keep them under control and basically for it to force them to like properly do their work like or to like expose like the options within like the website like the war like while Mallory might have most likely attempted at that like she might have failed and that the 70 might have exactly broken out of the and a lot might have happened and so the point of the it might have been found and that might have also like belong that Mallory might have been that what might have happened that might have and come to the point, maybe at that point, while the payment might have happened like at that point, actually might have been a big shot at its Indian region, Australia, and like the seventh and like the lot, and basically it might be all the loss of that mallory that like really might have sort of inspired to like carry on where like carry on like Mallory's goal where she left off and uh to succeed in some goal for like Mallory might be along the line like the young person might be attempting through like the remaining of his life might be attempted to create the might be separate. You look at the medicine that process to my own studies and then same school and studies about like back then actually might have been extremely sensitive and that like a person and being back then homeland it might have maybe you to always make fun that to for being sensitive might have the case of definitely going to be right.